Alright, I greet you lovers of freedom. This is Biafra Watchman TV. There is something this our amiable sister said about the tribe Igbo. You know, one thing about we Igbo is that we are full of ourselves. We are a proud people. We don't bow to oppression. We forbid it normally. We forbid it. We will listen to what he said during the days of slavery. How our people were kidnapped, sold to the white merchants who deals on slavery or slave trade. When they got to Georgia, they said, because they know that they were transported via Atlantic Ocean, they said, Omambala, that river in Anambra State, Omambala, that is where they left from to this very US. That they have to return back to Omambala via this river, or via this water, or via this ocean, as the case may be. They all jumped inside the water and they got drowned. That is to tell you that Igbo man hates oppression. They despise oppression. Anything that has to do with oppression, they forbid it. They don't like it at all. It better say now from this water, now they carry them come. From this water, they will return back to Omambala. They just fell inside the water and get drowned. If you go to US, since it's Georgia, it's still there. The edifice is still there. And people who live close to that water bank always say that sometimes in the middle of the night they will be hearing some noise and some sounds. This our sister chronicled the event, how it all happened. Know yourself as an Igbo person, but only Igbo. You are not just an ordinary person. That is why when I see people succumbing or bowing to Nigeria oppression and suppression, it baffles me. This is not what we are meant. This is not how we are wired. This is not how we are created. We hate oppression. That is why in the history of every tribe in that damnation, it's only Igbos that never fought to conquer anybody. Because we hate it, we despise it. We despise it. We despise it. Yorubas, they conquer. Even this Yoruba language we are hearing, all these 7 states of Yoruba, not all of them are Yorubas. Some of them we are meant to be Yorubas out of war conquest. Same thing applicable in the north. It's only in the south is that we don't have that record. Yet they will still tell you that Igbos are domineering. They will still tell you how Igbos dominate. Whereas the people pushing this narrative, they fought series of tribal wars, which Igbos never did any. But they will turn around and tell you how Igbos are so aggressive. Igbos hate subjugation. They hate oppression. They believe live, let live, bidi can bidi. That is why if you come to Igbo society, there is kindred. I cannot leave my kindred and attend meeting to another kindred, even if that kindred is very close to my house. I cannot attend their meetings. I cannot interfere in their activities. I only mind my business. That's how Igbos are wired. That's how they are wired. Know who you are. That's number one principle of life. Man, know thyself. Know who you are. We are not pushover. We are not pushed over. We are not pushed over at all. I greet you all. Peace and love. Just watch and listen to what this our sister said.
Orimiri ọma mbala bụ anyị bịa. Orimiri ọma mbala ka anyị ga-eji ana. In May 1803, that's 222 years ago, something happened that shook the world and has never been forgotten. It was a time of chattel slavery, when African men, women, and even children were being kidnapped, sold, and shipped like cargo across the Atlantic Ocean to work as slaves in the Americas. But the Igbos, a proud and fearless people from what is now southeastern Nigeria, refused to be broken. A group of about 75 Igbo captives were abducted from their homeland, chained together and taken across the ocean. They survived the Middle Passage, a nightmare of hunger, disease, and death, but their suffering was not over. On arrival, they were purchased by slave dealers and loaded onto a small ship bound for a rice plantation on St. Simon's Island off the coast of Georgia. These people were not ordinary people. They were sons and daughters of a culture who valued freedom above life itself, and they carried that spirit of defiance with them. During the journey, the Igbos rose up, led by their chief and guided by their priests. They overpowered their captors, seized control of the ship, and caused it to capsize in Dunbar Creek. Several of the slave traders drowned. Then something extraordinary happened. Chained together line by line, the Igbos walked ashore. They were not defeated, not broken. Instead, they lifted their voices as one, singing a solemn but powerful chant. Orimiri ọma mbala bụ anyị bịa. Orimiri ọma mbala ka anyị ga-eji ana. The Omambala River brought us here. The Omambala River will take us home. They knew what they wanted, freedom or nothing. On the orders of their chief priest, they marched into the waters of Dunbar Creek, choosing death over slavery. They drowned together, men, women, and youth, declaring to the world that no chain could hold the Igbo spirit. They would rather rest in the deep than live as slaves. This heroic act became known as Igbo landing, and it shook the institution of slavery. Sailors, traders, and even local people spread the story, saying Dunbar Creek was haunted by the spirit of those who refused bondage. For many Africans, Igbo landing became a legend, a spark of courage. It inspired others to resist, to fight, to dream freedom. 2 centuries later, Igbo landing continues to echo. It has been honored in music, literature, and film. Beyoncé paid tribute to it in her Love Drought video, while Marvel's Black Panther immortalized this through Killmonger's famous words. Bury me in the ocean with my ancestors who jumped from ships, because they knew death was better than bondage. This event remains one of the first recorded mass acts of resistance by enslaved Africans in America. It is a reminder that the Igbo spirit is one of pride, courage, and unyielding dignity. May 1803 will forever be remembered, not as a day of defeat, but as the day Igbos proved that freedom was more precious than life itself.